close your eyes now. Let everything around you go soft. You do not need to hold on to anything. Not a thought, not a worry, not a plan for tomorrow. You can let all of it fall away like something slipping gently from your hands. It is safe to let go. Everything will be here if you need it later. But right now, you do not need any of it. Right now, all you need is this warmth, this quiet, this slow, gentle drift. You are on a train, a long, beautiful train moving through the American Southwest, deep in the night. The time is somewhere past 10, perhaps closer to 11. The hour does not matter. What matters is that you are here, and the night is long, and the desert is wide, and the train is moving. Slowly, steadily, gently, always forward. You are sitting in a sleeper car. The seat beneath you is wide and padded. It holds you perfectly, supporting the curve of your lower back, cradling the backs of your legs. A small pillow has been placed against the window, and you have arranged it just right, just the right height, just the right softness. A blanket is spread across your lap and your legs. It is warm, not too heavy, just the right kind of warm, the kind that settles into you slowly and stays. You pull it up a little higher, and you feel it come up around your waist, around your chest, close and soft. Good. That is exactly right. The overhead light in the carriage is dimmed very low. Just the faintest glow. Not enough to read by. Not enough to wake you if you were drifting. Just enough to see the shapes of things. The empty seat across from you. The narrow aisle. The row of windows, dark and long, with the desert night pressing against the other side of the glass. You settle your head against the pillow. The window glass is cool on the other side of it, and you can feel that coolness faintly through the fabric. A contrast, the coolness of the window and the warmth of the blanket and the warmth of the air in the carriage. It is a pleasant contrast. It makes you aware of how warm and sheltered you are. You breathe in slowly. You breathe out. Your shoulders drop a little. Outside the window, the desert stretches away. You can feel it, even in the dark. The vast, open emptiness of it, hundreds of miles of it in every direction. Nothing but low brush and pale sand, and the occasional dark shape of a rock formation rising against the sky. And above all of it, enormous and clear, the night sky. Stars, so many stars, more than you can count, more than you could count in a lifetime. They are very bright out here, far from the glow of any city. They are sharp and cold and beautiful. You watch them through the window for a moment. The steady, burning ones. The ones that form patterns your eyes want to trace. Familiar shapes remembered from some distant childhood evening, lying in the grass and looking up. You do not need to name them. You do not need to find the constellations. Just look. Just let the light of them rest on your eyes, soft and distant. Just breathe. The train moves through all of this, not hurrying, not straining, just rolling. A long, steady, easy roll. The track is smooth and level out here on the desert floor, and the train moves along it like a thought moving through a quiet mind. Smooth, unhurried, one direction. Forward. You can hear the sound of the wheels beneath you. A low, rhythmic hum. It has a pulse to it, not quite a beat, more like a breath. A long, even exhalation, rising and falling just slightly as the train rolls over each subtle irregularity in the track. You breathe with it. In, out, in, out. The train breathes, you breathe together. The carriage sways gently. A slow, rocking motion, left and right, barely perceptible, but there. Your body feels it. Your body knows this motion. Something ancient in you recognizes it. The motion of being carried. The motion of not needing to do anything. The motion of rest. You let your body go with it. Left, right, easy, soft, left, right. You are going somewhere. You do not need to think about where. The destination is many hours away, and it will arrive when it arrives. And for now, there is no difference between going and being. You are going. You are being. Both at once. Both the same, carried through the night. There is nothing you need to do right now. Let that land for a moment. There is nothing. No task unfinished. No errand waiting. No person who needs you at this exact moment. The world has released you just for tonight, and you are here, on this train, in this seat, under this blanket, and the only thing required of you is to rest. Just rest. Just breathe. Just let the train carry you through the desert night. Your hands are resting in your lap. Open, probably, or lightly closed. It does not matter. Let them relax, whichever way they are. Feel the warmth of your own hands, the slight weight of them. They have done enough for today. They can rest. Your face. Notice your face, the small muscles around your eyes, the ones that hold a slight tension even when you are not aware of it. Let them release now. Let your eyelids be heavy and soft. Let the skin around your eyes smooth out. Let your jaw unclench, just a little. Let your teeth part slightly. Let your tongue rest. Let your whole face go smooth. It is not difficult. Just let it happen. Just allow it. Good. That is good. The desert outside is doing its own resting. During the day, the desert is alive with heat and light, a fierce and blazing place. But at night, it softens. The temperature drops. The air cools. The creatures that sleep through the heat of the day come out to move through the quiet. Kangaroo rats, barely the size of a fist, hopping between the creosote bushes on their long back legs. Sidewinder rattlesnakes tracing their sideways patterns patterns in the sand. A great horned owl lifting silently from a saguaro cactus, spreading its wings, banking into the dark, all of them moving quietly through the cooled night air, all of them unhurried, all of them at home. The train moves through it all, and they are not afraid. They have learned the train. They know its sound, its vibration through the ground, its long chain of soft lights passing in the dark. They step aside, or they do not. They watch, or they do not. And then the train is past, and the desert is quiet again, and they continue on their way. You watch the dark desert through the window, and you let yourself imagine some of those creatures out there. The kangaroo rat, sitting up on its haunches, its enormous black eyes catching the faint light of the train. The owl, perched on a fence post 100 yards from the track, tilting its head. A family of javelinas, moving through the brush in single file, their snouts down, following some invisible path they have followed 1,000 times before. They do not know you are here. They do not know about the train, not really. They only know the lights and the sound and the vibration, and those pass, and then the night is their own again. The night is theirs, but they share it with you just for this moment. As you move through, you breathe slowly. The carriage rocks gently. The wheels hum their low, even hum. The stars hold still above the moving train. You think about how far you have come already. The city is far behind you now. The streets and the sounds and the lights. The density of it, all those lives stacked close together, all that noise and motion and urgency, that is far behind. You cannot hear it. You cannot see it. The only light now is starlight and the occasional pale glow of a distant ranch, a solitary lamp burning somewhere in the dark. You have crossed a great distance, not just in miles. You have crossed from there to here, from noise to quiet, from urgency to drift. You have arrived at the night, and the night is enormous, and the night is yours. The desert is not empty, though it looks empty. It is full of things, full of life, full of time. Every inch of it has a history that goes back before any human being set foot on it. The rock formations out there in the dark were laid down in ancient oceans. The sand was once mountains, worn down over millions of years by wind and water and time. The bones of enormous creatures lie in the earth beneath the track. Dinosaurs and ancient horses and creatures with no living relatives. All of them gathered into the rock now, part of it. You are rolling over the top of all of that history, in your warm carriage, in your soft blanket, and none of it asks anything of you. It is just there, below you and beside you and above you, ancient and patient, waiting for nothing, just being. You breathe, in, out, train rocks. The stars hold still. There is something settling about being in a large piece of machinery that is working exactly as it should. The engine pulling the train is enormous. Tons of steel and engineering, working precisely and powerfully and without complaint. The wheels are perfectly machined, running on rails that have been laid with tremendous care. The whole system has been designed and built and maintained by thousands of people over more than a century. All of that work, all of that care, carrying you gently through the night. You do not need to understand how any of it works. You do not need to control it. It is working. It is carrying you. All you have to do is be carried. Let that in. Just for a moment. Let yourself be carried, completely, without reservation. Trust the train. Trust the track. Trust the night. Just be carried. Your body is heavy now. Good heavy. That pleasant sinking heaviness that comes when your muscles have let go. Your legs are long and loose and heavy in your lap. Your arms are heavy and warm. Your head is heavy on the pillow, pressing gently into the softness of it. Everything is settling down. Everything is releasing. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the seat, deeper into the blanket, deeper into the quiet. The train passes through a shallow canyon. The walls rise on either side for a little while, dark layered rock, close enough to see in the faint reflected light of the train. The sound changes slightly. The hum of the wheels bounces back from the walls, a slightly fuller sound, a rounder sound. And then the canyon opens and the walls fall away and the sky spreads wide again. And you can breathe more deeply. That wide open sky, all those stars, the Milky Way arching from one side to the other, a soft, pale river of ancient light. You breathe it in, you breathe out, vast and quiet and good. The train is moving through the Sonoran Desert. You know this, more or less. The great desert that spans the southwestern corner of the United States and reaches down into Mexico. One of the most biologically rich deserts in the world, though you would not know it in the dark. In the dark, it is just emptiness, just silence, just the occasional silhouette of a saguaro against the sky. Those tall, columned cacti, some of them 50 feet high, some of them older than any person alive. They stand in the dark like patient sentinels, arms raised, waiting for nothing, needing nothing. You see one or two of them as the train rolls past, dark shapes against the stars, vast and unhurried. Old, you are grateful for them, for their age, for their stillness, for their complete and utter indifference to time. They do not worry. They do not plan. They stand in the desert, and they grow very slowly, and they live for a very long time, and that is all. There is a lesson in that. You do not need to learn it tonight. Just notice it. Just breathe. The train passes a road, a paved road crossing the track at a right angle. You hear the brief clatter of the crossing, the slight irregularity in the rhythm, and then smooth rails again. Far down the road to the left, a single pair of headlights is moving through the dark. A truck, maybe, or a car. Someone driving through the desert at this hour, going somewhere or coming from somewhere. A night driver. Their lights grow tiny and then vanish in the dark, and the road is gone, and the desert closes in on either side. You wonder about that driver, where they are going, what they are thinking about, whether they are tired, whether they have their radio on, some late night station drifting in and out of signal, a country song or news, or just static and someone's voice. A night driver in the desert, moving through the same dark. You pass each other at great speed and never know it. Two lives crossing, ships in the night, and then gone. You breathe. The train rolls on. The road falls behind. The desert stretches away in every direction. The night is deepening. It has passed through that first dark of evening, that transitional dark, and settled now into the true deep dark of the middle hours. A different quality to it, a quieter quality, as if the night itself has exhaled and settled and given itself over to stillness. The stars are their brightest now. The air is at its coolest. The desert is at its most still. And the train moves through it, a warm and quiet presence, carrying its cargo of resting people through the heart of the dark. You are part of the heart of the dark. You are here. You are resting. This is the center of the night, and you are in it, and it is good. Your breathing has slowed considerably. You may not have noticed, but your breaths are longer now than they were when you first settled into your seat. Longer and slower and quieter. Your body is doing this on its own. It knows how to breathe you to sleep. It has been doing it your whole life. Every night of your life, your body has found its way to this. The slow breath, the heavy limbs, the closing eyes. You can trust it. You can let it happen. Your body knows the way. The conductor will not come through again tonight. You saw him earlier, moving through the carriage with quiet efficiency. A man in a dark uniform, checking tickets, nodding to passengers, his footsteps soft on the aisle carpet. He has finished his rounds. The carriage is his no longer. It belongs to the passengers now, to the sleepers, to the quiet. The carriage smells warm and close. A faint smell of the fabric of the seats. A faint smell of the night air that has come in through the ventilation, dry and mineral, faintly dusty. A trace of coffee from earlier, from the dining car, a few carriages back. All of it faint, all of it familiar. The smell of a train at night. The smell of somewhere between places. It is a restful smell. You breathe it in without quite noticing, and out and in. The train enters a long, straight section of track, straight as an arrow, stretching for miles through the flat desert floor. You can feel it in the way the sway settles out. The gentle left and right rock becomes a simpler motion, just forward, just the smooth, even roll of wheels on flat, straight rails. The sound settles too, a deeper, steadier hum, a note that you could almost sleep to if you closed your eyes completely. You close your eyes, almost, almost completely. Just a sliver of light remaining, just enough to see the soft, dim shapes of the carriage. And then that sliver closes too, dark, soft dark, good dark. The kind of dark that means rest. The kind of dark that means sleep. You breathe. The wheels hum. The train carries you. You let your mind go quiet. There is nothing to think about. There is nothing that needs thinking. The thoughts that try to come, and a few do try, do not get much traction. They arrive, look around, find nothing to hold on to, and drift away. Like clouds, like smoke, like the dark shapes of mesas passing in the window. Here and then gone. You do not follow them. You do not call them back. You let them go. What remains when the thoughts have gone is something simple and good. Just awareness. Just the feeling of the seat beneath you and the blanket around you, and the gentle motion of the train. Just the sound of the wheels. Just the dark. Just the breath, you, here, resting. That is everything. A long time ago, before this track was laid, before any Europeans set foot in this desert, the peoples who called this land home moved through it on foot. Long journeys, hundreds of miles, following the rains, following the game, following routes that had been walked for 10,000 years before them. They knew this desert as a place of life, not emptiness. They knew where the water hid beneath the dry washes. They knew which plants could sustain them. They knew the stars not as decoration, but as maps, as clocks, as stories. They moved through this desert at night sometimes, when the heat of the day was past, walking in the cool dark under these same stars, their feet quiet on the sand, the same stars above them that are above you now, the same desert, the same dark, the same deep, quiet night. You think of that for a moment. All the people who have moved through this place, all the feet that have touched this ground, all the eyes that have looked up at these stars, you are part of that long thread, moving through the desert, under the stars, in the dark, one more traveler, one more resting soul. You breathe, you rest. The train carries you on. The track curves gently to the right, just a slight curve, barely visible. But you feel the train lean into it, a slow, soft tilt. The stars in the window shift a little. The desert opens at a new angle. and then the curve straightens, and the stars settle back to where they were, and the train rolls on. You like these small shifts, these gentle changes. They remind you that you are moving, that even in all this stillness, in all this quiet, there is motion, there is progress. The miles are being covered, the desert is being crossed, and you are doing none of it yourself. You are just here, being carried, being moved effortlessly, without work, without trying. Let that be enough tonight. Let that be everything. You do not need to work. You do not need to try. Just be carried. Just rest. Just sleep. Your feet are warm. Notice that. The blanket has come all the way down to your feet, and they are warm inside it. That good, tucked in warmth. The warmth of being covered, of being held. Your feet are warm, and your legs are warm, and your belly is warm under the blanket. Your chest is warm. Your arms are warm. You are warm all over. A soft, even warmth, like being held by the night, like being held by sleep. You sink into it, down, deeper, into the warmth, into the quiet, into the gentle rocking dark. Outside, the desert passes. 100 shapes in the dark. 100 textures you cannot see. The sand is many colors in daylight, red and pink and gold and pale cream. The rocks are layered, orange and purple and deep red. The sky during the day is blue from horizon to horizon, a flat, intense, ringing blue. But now it is all dark, all shadows, all quiet. The colors are sleeping too, resting in the dark, waiting for morning. For now, there is only the starlight, only the pale, silver suggestion of the desert rolling past the window. Only this train moving through the night. You rest, you breathe. The train carries you. The dining car is behind you, closed and dark. When you walked through it earlier this evening, it was warm and bright. The smell of coffee, the clatter of a fork against a plate, a couple at a table near the window, looking out at the sunset, the desert going golden, and then red, and then purple in the fading light. An older woman, alone, reading a book, her coffee cooling beside her. A family, a mother and 2 children, the children restless, the mother patient and tired. All of them eating, watching, resting in their own ways. Now that car is empty, the lights off, the tables cleared, the chairs still. Just a long, dark carriage rocking through the night, everything resting. Even the dining car, even the coffee cups in the galley, sitting in their holders, not thinking about morning. You rest too. You are part of the resting train. You are part of the resting night. The sound of the wheels shifts slightly. You notice it distantly. A slightly different pitch, a slightly different texture to the hum. The train is crossing a different kind of surface, perhaps, a different ballast beneath the ties. or the ties themselves are slightly different, concrete instead of wood for a stretch. You do not know. It does not matter. It is just a sound, just a variation in the steady music of the train. And then it shifts back again, or shifts to something else, and the hum settles into a new groove, and you breathe with it. The music of a train. You have not thought of it that way before, but it is a kind of music, a very slow, very steady, very simple music, a bass note, a rhythm in the small variations, a melody in the occasional whistle far ahead at a crossing. Low and long and mournful and beautiful, that whistle, the signature sound of a train at night. It carries for miles in the desert air. You hear it very faintly, even back here in the carriage. And then it is gone, and the hum returns, and you breathe in, out. The train has its own language. You are learning it slowly as the night goes on. You are learning to hear the difference between a curve and a grade, to feel the shift in sway when the track rises slightly, to sense the slight increase in the vibration when the wheels roll over a joint in the rails. The train is talking to you constantly in a language of motion and sound, and the message is always the same. Forward, steady, you are safe, you are moving, you are being carried. Sleep, you breathe, you rest. The train talks to you. Sleep. A small town appears in the distance, approaching slowly. Lights on the flat, dark horizon, growing gradually larger. You watch them through half-closed eyes. Orange streetlights. A lit sign too far away to read. The yellow windows of a 24-hour gas station. A water tower, just visible, catching a little of the light. The town takes a long time to arrive. The desert makes distances deceptive. What looks like a mile might be 3. What looks like 5 minutes might be 15. But slowly, slowly, the lights grow. And then the train is moving through them. A main street, a crossing, the brief clatter and flash of the crossing gate, dark storefronts, a lit bar, 1 or 2 cars parked out front, a motel sign, part of it burned out, a church, dark and locked, a school, dark and empty, a block of houses with dark windows, a woman walking a dog along a sidewalk, the dog pulling at the leash, the woman patient. She glances up at the train as it passes. You see her face for just a moment, lit by the train's light. Calm, tired, present, and then she is gone. Behind you, her and her dog and her quiet walk in the late night town. Gone. The town falls away. The desert opens up again. The dark returns. The stars return. The hum of the wheels settles back into its usual rhythm. You breathe out slowly. The quiet returns. You liked that small town. You liked its sleepiness, its few lit windows, its late night dog walker. All of those lives tucked into that small cluster of buildings in the middle of the enormous desert. All of them living their small, specific, real lives, waking and sleeping and working and resting day after day in that particular place. You will never know most of them. They will never know you. You passed through their town at 10:47 or 11 something, moving at speed, moving on. And they stayed, as they always do, as you moved, as you always do. There is something beautiful about that. The difference between moving and staying, the train moving, the town staying, the desert neither, just there, just wide and old and quiet, holding both the moving and the staying in its ancient calm. You breathe, the desert holds you, the train carries you, you rest. Your thoughts are becoming shorter now, less like sentences, more like images, a flash of something, a color, a sound, a feeling, and then it is gone before you can name it. Your mind is releasing its grip on language, on logic, on the ordinary traffic of the waking day. It is entering a different mode, a quieter mode, the mode of the dreaming edge, the place just before sleep, where images come soft and without narrative, where the mind opens and stops defending itself against the dark. This is the good place. This is where you want to be. Let it come. You are already there, almost, already at the edge. Just breathe, just drift. Let the train carry you the rest of the way. The desert is cooling. You can sense it, even in the warmth of the carriage. The desert floor, which stored the sun's heat all day, has been releasing it since sundown. It radiates up into the clear sky, and the sky receives it. And by the deepest hours of the night, the desert is cool. 30 degrees cooler than midday. 40 sometimes. A different world. If you were outside right now, standing in the desert, you would feel it on your arms. That cool, dry air. Sharp and clean. You would smell the creosote bushes, that particular dusty green smell that is the smell of the desert itself. You would hear nothing, or almost nothing. A cricket, maybe, a breath of wind, and then silence again. Complete and total silence. But you are not outside. You are in here, warm, soft, rocking. And the cool desert air is on the other side of the glass, and you are glad of that. You are glad to be warm while the desert cools. You are glad to be moving while the desert sits still. You are glad to be here, in this carriage, in this blanket, in this quiet dark. You are very glad, a deep, quiet gladness, not excitement, not gratitude in a big way, just a simple, warm recognition. This is good. This is exactly good. You breathe it in and out, and the train carries you. The wheels have been turning for hours, hundreds of rotations per minute, thousands since you boarded, millions since the train left its origin, far back in the timeline of this night. All of those rotations, steady and sure, one after the next, carrying you across the desert. The rails have been here for a long time. Some of this track is 100 years old or more, laid by men with picks and shovels and dynamite, working through the desert heat. They were called all kinds of things. They came from all kinds of places. They worked hard, and they built something that has lasted. You are riding on their work right now. The rails they laid are still here, still holding the weight of the train, still guiding it through the desert, a long inheritance of labor and care. You ride on it gently. You appreciate it in the sleepy, half-conscious way of someone who is very nearly asleep. The train is a gift from the past, from all of those hands that built it, a gift of forward motion, of warmth in the dark, of being carried. You receive the gift, you rest in it, you breathe in, out, slow, slow. The carriage is very quiet now. The other passengers are deep in their rest. You can feel the collective stillness of the carriage around you. All of you, a dozen or 2 dozen resting souls, moving through the dark together. None of you speaking, none of you moving, just breathing, just resting, just being carried. A small community of sleepers moving through the desert night. Something peaceful about that. Something old. Before there were trains, there were caravans. Travelers bedding down together in the dark, in the safety of numbers, in the warmth of company. All of them trusting the night. All of them resting. This is the same in its own way. You are part of an old, old practice, the practice of resting together, of moving through the dark in company, of trusting that morning will come. And morning will come, but not yet, not for a long time yet. For now there is only night, and the train, and the quiet, and the stars, and the desert, and your breathing, and your rest. Breathe in, out. The train passes over a long trestle bridge. You feel it before you see it. A slight change in the sound, a slight hollowness. You open your eyes briefly and look out the window. And below you, far below, there is the pale silver curve of a dry river. A canyon cut over thousands of years by water that ran through it only in the wet season. The walls of the canyon are striped with time, layer upon layer of rock, each one a different era. Red and cream and pale orange, stacked like the pages of a very old book, and at the bottom the dry river, wide and pale and still, waiting for rain, not anxious about waiting, just waiting. The bridge carries you over it in a few seconds, and then the canyon is behind you, and the desert floor continues. You close your eyes again. The memory of the canyon lingers for a moment. Those stripes of color, that dry silver riverbed. And then even that fades. You breathe. The train rolls on. The night deepens. The stars are very bright now, very clear. There is nothing between you and the stars but the glass of the window and a few thousand feet of clear desert air. The atmosphere up there is clean and dry and thin. Nothing to scatter the light. Nothing to blur the stars. They are as sharp and bright as they ever are, which is to say they are extraordinary, burning points of light, every one of them a sun, many of them larger than your own sun, all of them unimaginably far away, all of them sending their light toward you at the same speed, the same ancient speed, the only speed there is in the universe for light. And that light lands on the desert, on the sand, on the saguaro cacti, on the rails of the track, on the window of your carriage, on your closed eyelids. Ancient light from distant fires, arriving finally after so long in the exact moment when you needed it, when you needed a little light in the dark. You breathe it in. You let it rest on your closed eyes, soft and cool and ancient. The light of stars. The train rocks. Left, right, forward. Left, right, forward. You go with it. You always have. You have been going with it since you sat down. Since before that. Since before the train. You have always known how to go with things, how to let them carry you. You are remembering it now. You are doing it now. Just breathing, just going with it. Just letting the train carry you forward through the dark. Your legs are very heavy. Your arms are very heavy. Your chest rises and falls slowly with your breath. Your face is soft. Your eyes are closed. Your mind is quiet. You are almost there. You are almost asleep. Almost. Just breathe. One more breath. And another. Slow. Easy. Long. The train moves through the night. The desert is quiet. The stars are bright. And you are drifting. Just drifting. Warm and carried and still. Drifting. In the half-dream that comes now, the train becomes something else. A long boat, maybe, moving down a wide, dark river. The sound of the water is like the sound of the wheels. A low, continuous rushing. A rhythm. You lie in the boat and look up at the stars, and the stars look back. The river carries you, slow and sure. The banks on either side are dark and cool. Trees, maybe, the shapes of trees against the sky, or maybe just the shapes of the dark. You are not sure. You do not need to be sure. The river carries you. The stars watch. You breathe. You drift. The water sounds like wheels. The wheels sound like water. The desert is a river. The river is a desert. Both are quiet. Both are dark. Both are carrying you somewhere good. And then you are on the train again. The seat, the blanket, the hum of the wheels. Both of those things are true, both of them here. You are on the train, and you are in the river, and you are in the dark, and you are almost asleep. Almost. Breathe in, out. There is a sound, very faint, very distant. A train whistle. Your train blowing for a distant crossing. Long and low and beautiful. The sound of the desert at night. The sound of travel. The sound of moving through the dark. You hear it barely. Your mind registers it softly from very far away. And then it fades, and the hum of the wheels returns, and the carriage rocks gently, and the dark is full of stars, and you are breathing, and you are drifting, and you are almost asleep. In, out, the train moves, the desert passes, the stars burn, you drift. Sleep, you drift towards sleep, the edge of it, the warm, soft, dark edge. You are right there, breathing, warm, still, carried there. Sleep. The train passes a place where the highway runs beside the track for a while. You could look out the window and see the highway, pale and straight, running parallel to the rails. But you do not look. Your eyes are closed. You are breathing slowly. You are drifting. The highway is there, but you do not need it. You are not driving tonight. You do not need to steer or to signal or to watch the road. You are just a passenger, warm and still and trusting. The train knows the way. The highway veers off eventually. Roads and rails go different places. Roads go to the small towns, the gas stations, the diners, the driveways of houses. Rails go through the wide spaces between. Rails go through the heart of the desert, where the roads do not bother, where there is nothing but silence and space and the turning sky. That is where you are now, in the heart of it, the wide, open, breathing heart of the desert night. You breathe with it. In, out. The desert breathes. You breathe. The same breath. The same dark. The stars are beginning to shift very slightly in the window. Not because the stars are moving, because the train is curving again, slowly and gently, changing direction. The Milky Way, which was slightly to the right of center in the window, is now a little more to the left. The curve continues, gradual and smooth. A long, sweeping bend in the track, and then slowly it straightens, and the stars settle back to somewhere new, somewhere slightly different than before. The train has changed direction slightly, but it is still going forward. It is always going forward. That is the thing about a train. It always goes forward. You are always going forward, even when you rest, even when you sleep, even in the deepest dark, you are moving. The world turns. The train rolls. The stars cross the sky. Everything moves always. Even rest is a kind of moving. Even sleep is a kind of journey. You are on a journey right now. A slow, warm, dark journey through the desert, through the night, through sleep. Good. That is exactly right. That is exactly where you want to be. The blanket is warm around you. You have sunk into it now, not just under it, but into it, into the warmth and the softness of it. Your body has found its perfect shape in the seat, the position where every part of you is supported and comfortable. You have stopped adjusting. You have stopped thinking about where to put your hands, how to angle your head. Your body found its own way. It always does if you let it. Your body knows how to rest. Let it rest. Let everything rest. Your hands, your feet, your legs, your arms, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your face, your mind, all of it, resting, resting together. All of you resting in the warm dark of the train carriage moving through the desert night. You breathe very slowly now, very gently. Your breathing has become the simplest thing. In and out, in and out. Not something you are doing, something that is happening. Your body breathing you, the night breathing through you, the desert breathing with you. All of it one long, slow, quiet breath. The train passes a dry mesa. Flat topped and enormous, it rises against the sky, dark against the stars. Ancient. The top of it is level, as if someone took a great blade and shaved it flat. Hundreds of thousands of years of erosion did that. The soft rock wore away. The hard rock stayed. And what is left is this flat-topped island in the sky, this table of stone, this mesa. It has been there for longer than the human species. It will be there long after. It does not notice the train. It does not notice you. It is just there, solid, ancient, patient, permanent. You feel that permanence somewhere in your resting mind, the permanence of the stone, the unchanging nature of the mesa. Something in you relaxes further against that permanence, against that solidity, against that ancient, patient, unmoving fact. The mesa is there. It has always been there. It will always be there. You can rest against that. You can rest in the knowledge of it. You breathe in, out. The mesa passes. The desert continues. The train rolls on. You are sleeping now, almost sleeping. So close to sleeping that the distinction has blurred. Your eyes are closed and your breathing is slow and your body is still and your mind has gone quiet. You are in that territory, the territory between the soft borderland of sleep, and you are drifting further in, further, gently, with every breath, in, out, further, in, out, deeper. The train carries you. The night holds you. The desert is silent and vast and beautiful all around you. The stars burn above, cold and ancient and bright. And somewhere in a sleeping carriage, on a long train, moving through the heart of the American Southwest, you are resting, deeply resting, warm and still and carried, breathing, drifting, almost there, Just breathe, just breathe, just drift. The train moves through a place where the track runs along the edge of a wide, shallow basin. Miles across that basin, carved by ancient water. The floor of it is pale and flat, a playa, a dry lake. In the rainy season, water pools here, shallow and still. Birds come from great distances to wade in it, shorebirds and herons and ducks, all of them finding this temporary lake in the heart of the desert. But now it is dry, a pale, flat, cracked expanse, faint in the starlight, wide and still. You look at it through the window for a moment. The flatness of it, the stillness, the way it catches the starlight and holds it, faint and silver, like a mirror laid face up on the desert floor. You breathe, in, out. The playa passes. The train moves on. The desert resumes its textures, its low brush and pale rock and dark shadows, the familiar shapes of the night. Your night, your desert, your train. You have claimed this, all of this. The train, the desert, the stars, the dark, the warmth, the blanket, the slow rocking rhythm. All of it is yours for this night, for these hours, and it is a beautiful thing to have claimed, a beautiful place to be. You breathe, you rest, you are at peace. The train passes another town, smaller this time, just a handful of lights, a grain elevator, very tall, white, and cylindrical, catching the starlight, a cluster of low buildings, a single lit window in a house. Someone awake at this hour, someone who could not sleep, perhaps, or someone who sleeps differently than most, working a night shift, or simply a person who is comfortable in the late hours. A warm light in a window, a sign that there is life here in this small outpost in the dark. And then the town is behind you. The grain elevator shrinks and disappears. The lights fade. The dark returns. You are comfortable. You are warm. You are almost asleep. The towns come and go. The desert comes and goes. The stars move slowly overhead, and you rest, and you breathe, and the train carries you, and you drift, and you drift, and you drift. The night has a sound, not a loud sound, a very quiet sound, underneath everything. Underneath the hum of the wheels and the creak of the carriage and the sound of your own breathing. The sound of the desert itself, which is almost nothing, which is so close to nothing that you have to be very still to hear it. The faint movement of air, the almost imperceptible sound of enormous, empty space, the sound of distance, of openness, of stillness, a sound that is the absence of sound, almost, the background hum of the world at rest. You hear it now, or you feel it. The difference is not important. It is there, underneath everything. The quiet heart of the night. You breathe with it, You rest in it. You are part of it. Your body is doing something right now while you rest, quietly, efficiently, without asking your permission. It is repairing you, restoring you. The cells that were depleted are being replenished. The muscles that worked all day are being rebuilt. The memories of the day are being sorted and stored. The useful ones kept, the rest released. Your heart beats its slow, steady beat. Your lungs breathe their slow, steady breath. Your body is taking care of you. It has always been taking care of you, even when you did not notice, even when you were busy elsewhere. Your body was there, working quietly, keeping you going. And now you are resting, and your body is grateful. And it is doing its deepest work. And all you have to do is let it. Just rest. Just breathe. Just let your body do what it knows how to do. You let it. You rest. You breathe. The train rocks. The wheels hum. The desert passes. And your body, quietly and competently, takes care of everything else. There is a river somewhere ahead. A real river, not a dry wash, not a ghost of water. A real, flowing river. You will cross it later in the night or in the early morning. Right now, it is many miles ahead, winding through its canyon in the dark. The sound of it, if you were there, would be the sound of water over stone. A continuous sound, cool and clear and moving. But you are not there yet. You are out here on the flat desert floor, on the straight track, in the quiet dark. The river is ahead, waiting. You will reach it in your own time. Or rather, the train will reach it, and you will be on the train, and you will cross it, perhaps without waking, perhaps barely noticing. A brief change in the sound, a different quality to the air, and then the desert again, and you will sleep through it, or rest through it, and the river will not mind. The river has been there for a long time. It has seen many travelers. It does not need to be noticed. It just flows, night and day, through the canyon it carved, through the desert it cuts, always flowing, always forward, like the train, like you, like everything in its own way, moving always forward. You breathe in, out, forward. The train enters a long downgrade, a gentle slope descending from the higher desert toward a lower basin. You feel it in the motion, the wheels rolling a little faster without any increase in the engine's work. Gravity doing its part. The train leaning forward slightly, nose down, descending. The sound of the wheels changes pitch very slightly. Just the faintest rise in the hum. The carriage sways a little more, and you feel yourself pressing very gently into the back of your seat. A soft pressure, like being held from behind, like a hand on your back, like being gently encouraged, forward, down, into the valley, into the dark, into sleep. You press into the back of your seat. You breathe. You let the gradient carry you. You let the dark carry you. You let sleep carry you. Down, softly, into the deep, warm, restful dark. Down and down. And the valley opens below you, wide and dark, and the stars are above it. And the train rolls down into it, easy and sure, and you go with it. Down, into rest, into sleep, into the warm, still, breathing dark. Sleep now. Just sleep. The train will carry you. The valley will hold you. The stars will watch. The desert will be patient. All of it will wait, and none of it will need anything from you. You can sleep. You can go completely. You can let go of the last small thread of waking. It is safe. It is time. Let go. The last thread, you feel it, just the faintest awareness of the seat, of the blanket, of the sound of the wheels, very far away now, very distant. Just the faintest, just the last, and then it releases. And you are asleep. You are asleep. Somewhere on a train moving through the American Southwest, late at night, you are asleep. Warm and still and breathing. Deeply asleep. The blanket around you. The pillow beneath your cheek. The window cool beside you. The desert rolling past outside. The stars burning above. The wheels humming below. And you in the center of all of it, asleep. Completely asleep. Resting, dreaming maybe. Or just resting in the deep dark below dreams. That deepest rest. That fullest quiet, you sleep. The train moves through the night. The desert is patient. The stars do not hurry. The wheels turn. The miles pass. The night deepens and begins, very slowly, very gradually, to turn toward morning. But morning is still far away. Hours away. Plenty of time. Plenty of dark, plenty of rest. For now there is only this, the train, the desert, the stars, the night, and you sleeping peacefully and completely, carried through the beautiful dark. Sleep, sleep on. The coyote calls again, somewhere far in the desert. Long and low and wild. One note rising, held, and then silence. You do not hear it. You are deep in sleep. The coyote trots away between the creosote bushes, its paws silent on the sand, its nose reading the night. It does not think about the train. The train has passed. The night is its own again. But you are still here, still moving through the night, still warm and still and carried, still sleeping. Sleep. The stars cross the sky. The desert breathes. The train rolls on. And you sleep deeply, warmly, peacefully. Sleep. There is a particular quality to the deepest part of the night, the hours between midnight and 3, when the world is at its most still, when even the night owls have gone quiet, when the cities are as close to silent as they ever get, when the desert is utterly, completely still. This is that part of the night. This is the still center. the axis of the dark, and the train is moving through it, and you are in the train, and the still center is holding you. You are in the middle of the night, the very middle, and it is exactly the right place to be. Sleep, in, out, the wheels turn, the desert is quiet, the stars are bright. You sleep on, through the long, dark, beautiful desert night. Sleep, just sleep. There is a place ahead where the track passes between two rock formations, a narrow slot of stone on either side. The train will pass through it in an hour, maybe more. The rock walls will rise close on either side, and the stars will narrow to a strip above, and the sound of the wheels will change, echoing off the stone, and then the slot will open, and the desert will spread wide again. All of that is ahead. All of that is waiting. The train knows the way. It has made this journey many times. You do not need to be awake for it. You do not need to see it. You can sleep right through it. Sleep through the slot, and through the opening, and through the wide desert beyond. Sleep through all of it. The train will carry you. Sleep, you are sleeping. You are warm and still and sleeping. The blanket is around you. The seat is holding you. The train is carrying you. The night is holding all of it. Sleep. There is no place you need to be. No time you need to watch. No thought you need to follow. Just this. Just sleep. Just the warm, dark, rocking, humming, starlit, desert crossing, night deep sleep. Yours. Right now, here. Just sleep. Sleep. Sleep now. The wheels hum below you. So far below you now, so faint. Just a vibration more felt than heard. A deep thrumming in the bones of the carriage, and the bones of the seat, and the bones of your body. The train's heartbeat, and yours. Slow and steady. Together. Sleep, just sleep. The desert is enormous. You are small. The night is long. Your rest is deep. All of it is exactly right. Everything is as it should be. You sleep. The stars move very slowly across the sky. They have been moving all night. They will keep moving. By morning, they will have crossed to the other side, and the dawn will push them out of sight, and the sky will go blue. But you will not see all of that. You will sleep through the stars. And when you wake, if you wake before morning, the stars will be somewhere new. Or you will wake in the light, and the stars will be gone. Either way, you will have crossed the desert. You will have been carried through the night. You will have rested deeply and completely. And you will be somewhere new, and that will be exactly right. But for now, just sleep, sleep. The train rolls on. The desert is quiet. The night is deep, and you are sleeping, warm and still and carried. Sleeping, breathing at rest, at peace. The long, dark, beautiful desert night carries you. Forward, always forward. Sleep. Just sleep, Sleep in, out, the train, the night, the desert, the stars, you, sleeping, sleep, breathe, sleep. The train moves through the American Southwest, late at night, mile after mile of desert, mile after mile of stars, mile after mile of quiet. And somewhere in the train, in a comfortable seat, under a soft blanket, with a pillow at the window and the cool desert night on the other side of the glass, you are sleeping deeply, warmly, completely. You are sleeping the best sleep you have had in a long time, because you are in motion, and the motion is calming, because the night is quiet, and the quiet is calming, because the desert is ancient and vast, and that is calming, because the stars are very bright and very far away, and that is calming, because everything is taken care of and nothing is required of you, and you are warm and safe and held, and that is calming. Sleep, sleep. The train rolls on. You sleep through the night, through the desert, through the stars. You sleep, and the train carries you, and the night holds you, and the desert is quiet all around you, and the stars burn above, and you sleep deeply, warmly, peacefully, completely. You sleep. Sleep now. Just sleep, sleep. The train moves. The night continues. You sleep and sleep and sleep. On and on. Through the long and quiet and beautiful desert night. Sleep, just sleep, sleep. The wheels, the dark, the stars, you sleeping. Warm, still, carried through the night. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The train carries you on through the desert, through the dark, through the stars, through the long, quiet, resting night. And you sleep, and you are warm, and you are safe, and the train knows the way, and the night is long and peaceful, and the desert is vast and still, and the stars are bright and ancient, and all of it is holding you. All of it is carrying you forward through the beautiful dark, forward into rest, into peace, into the deep, warm, rocking, starlit sleep of a traveler on a long desert train. Sleep, just sleep, sleep. The train moves on and on through the night, and you sleep, and the desert is quiet, and the stars are bright, and the wheels hum their low and gentle song, and you are warm, and you are still, and you are safe, and you sleep deeply, peacefully. Sleep now. Just sleep, sleep. The train is still moving. You can feel it even now. Even in the deepest rest, somewhere beneath awareness, you feel the wheels below you. The gentle, rhythmic roll, the soft sway of the carriage, the vibration in the seat which has shaped itself around you, which holds you in the particular comfortable way that only this seat in this carriage on this night holds you. You sink a little deeper into it, without thinking, without trying, just sinking. the way water finds its level, the way a stone finds the bottom, easy and natural, and without any effort at all. Outside, the desert is the same. It will be the same for a long time yet. The same wide, dark, rolling floor of brush and rock and sand. The same enormous sky. The same stars. The same deep, still, ancient quiet. It does not get tired. It does not need rest. It is simply there, as it has always been, as it will always be, wide and patient and dark. You move through it like a whisper, like a light breath across still water, and it does not notice. And that is exactly right. The train passes a junction, a place where another set of rails comes in from the south and joins the main line. You might feel it, very briefly, a slight change in the rhythm as the wheels cross the switch. A sound that is slightly different, slightly more metallic, for just a moment. And then the junction is passed, and the main line continues, and the rhythm returns. Smooth, even, deep, the familiar hum, the familiar sway, you breathe with it. In, out, the junction is gone. The night continues. At the junction, there is a small signal house, just a tiny building, barely bigger than a shed. Inside, the signal equipment hums and blinks, lights and relays doing their work automatically, without any person present. The signals tell the train that the line is clear. The train receives the signal. The train continues. All of this happens without any human attention. The system is working. The system is keeping you safe, and you do not need to know any of it. You do not need to think about any of it. The system has you. You breathe. The train moves. The desert is quiet. There is an old story, or the feeling of an old story, in the desert at night. A feeling that has no words exactly. Just a sense of something very large and very old looking on. The land itself, the rock, the sky, watching, not in any particular way, not with any particular intention. Just present, the way a mountain is present, the way the ocean is present, just there, just watching, just being. You feel it now, if feeling is the right word. You are aware of it, the presence of the desert, the weight of all that ancient stillness pressing gently against the window. It is not frightening, it is comforting, the way any great, permanent thing is comforting, the way the earth under your feet is comforting, the way the sky above you is comforting. Just there, just solid, just real. You breathe, you rest. The desert watches, or the desert does not watch. Either way, it is there, and you are here, and both of you are quiet. The wheels turn, one rotation, another, another, each one carrying you a small, precise distance forward. The diameter of the wheel, multiplied by pi, is the distance the train moves with each rotation. You learned that once in some class. The circumference of a circle. You do not remember the calculation. It does not matter. The wheel knows. The wheel does not need to know the formula. It just turns. One rotation. Another. Another. Forward. 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 You are the same. You do not need to know the formula. You do not need to work out the calculations. You just breathe. In. Out. In. Out. One breath. Another. Another. And each one carries you forward, through the night, toward morning, toward rest, into sleep. You are in sleep, you are in it. You are resting deeply. The breath comes and goes without your attention. Your heart beats its slow, patient beat. Your body is doing everything it needs to do. You are doing nothing. Nothing at all. And that is exactly right. That is the perfect thing, to do nothing. To be nothing but a sleeping person on a train, warm and still, and carried through the night. The train begins to climb slightly, a long, gradual grade. The engine works a little harder, a faint change in the vibration. The carriage tilts almost imperceptibly back. You press very slightly into the seat behind you. The sound changes, just a little, deeper, more effort in it. And then, over the space of many minutes, the grade eases. The engine settles, the carriage levels. The sound returns to its usual hum. You have climbed. You are higher now. The air outside is a little thinner, a little cooler. The sky, if anything, is a little darker, the stars a little brighter. You are higher up in the world, and the desert below you stretches even further. You breathe the higher air, cool and clean, in through your nose, out through your mouth. A deep, easy breath, a good breath, the kind of breath that settles everything, that brings everything back to quiet. In, out, good. The high desert is a different kind of desert, not the flat, hot Sonoran plain. Up here, the land is shaped differently. There are juniper trees, small and dark and fragrant. There are pinon pines, their branches tipped with the smell of resin. There are tall grasses, golden and dry, moving slightly in the night breeze. And the rock up here is different too, darker, more volcanic. Basalt and obsidian laid down when this land was active, when the earth here was rupturing and bleeding fire. All of that is quiet now. The volcanoes are dormant. The lava is cold and dark and solid. The juniper trees grow from the cracks in it. The night covers it all, equal and still. The train moves through this higher country, and you breathe the cooler air, even in the warmth of the carriage, even behind the glass. You can sense it. A different quality, a different feeling. Clean and high and still. You breathe, you rest, you sleep. Time passes. Time always passes. But out here in the dark, in the rocking warmth of the sleeping carriage, time passes differently. It does not press. It does not hurry. It simply moves the way the desert moves, which is to say it barely moves at all. An hour is an hour everywhere, but an hour on a train in the desert at night is a longer, slower, richer hour than an hour in a waiting room or a traffic jam. It is full of something, full of the soft sound of the wheels and the sway of the carriage and the dark sliding past the window. Full of rest. You are in a very full hour, a very good hour. Let it be full. Let it be slow. Let it be exactly what it is. The train passes through a place where there is no light at all. Not a single distant lamp. Not a star reflected in a window of a house. Just the desert and the sky and the track and the train. Just the darkness and the stars. No sign of any human life except the train itself moving through. This is one of those rare places, a place that is still genuinely, completely remote. Miles from the nearest road, miles from the nearest house. Just desert, just rock, just sky. If you were outside right now, and if the train were somehow silent, you would hear nothing. You would hear the absolute silence of the desert. A silence so complete that you could hear your own blood moving. A silence that very few people ever experience. Full and total and ancient. But you are not outside. You are inside. Warm. Moving. The sound of the wheels is all around you, and that sound is its own kind of silence. A sound that has become so familiar, so continuous, that it is simply background, simply the texture of the air, not something you hear, just something that is, like the sound of your own breathing, like the sound of your own heartbeat. Just there, just being, you breathe, you rest. The desert is all around you. The stars are above. The wheels turn. Somewhere in your sleep, you are dreaming. Or perhaps you are not dreaming. Perhaps you are in that deep, dreamless rest that is the most restorative of all. The kind of sleep where you lose yourself completely, where there is no story, no image, no self even, just rest. Just the deep, dark, warm, resting nothing. The nothing that is full. The quiet that is complete. You are in it. You are resting in it. And the train is carrying you through it. And the desert is all around it. And the stars are above it. And all of it is good. All of it is exactly right. All of it is exactly as it should be. You rest. A very long time passes, or a short time. You do not know. Time is not present in deep sleep, not in the way it is present when you are awake and watching the clock. In deep sleep, time simply passes, quietly and without fanfare. One moment following another, and you unaware of any of them. And that is perfect. That is the gift of sleep, the release from time, the permission to not know what hour it is, the permission to simply be without reference to any clock. You have that permission. You always had it. It is your birthright, the right to rest, the right to stop, the right to be carried for a little while by something else, by the train, by the night, by the dark, by sleep. You rest. You are resting, deep and warm and still. The train passes through a small canyon. The walls come up on either side, not tall, just 20 feet or so, just enough to change the quality of the air and the sound. The sound of the wheels bounces off the stone. A slightly fuller echo, a rounder hum. And then the canyon opens and the sound spreads out again into the wide desert air and is swallowed by the dark. The train is out in the open again. The sky is wide. The stars are bright. You breathe, you rest. The stars have shifted. If you could see them right now, really see them with clear eyes, you would notice that the sky has turned. The stars that were in one part of the sky when you settled into your seat are now in another part. The earth has turned beneath them. Not the stars moving, but the earth moving as it always does, as it has always done, turning slowly in the dark. One rotation per day. Every day since the beginning. And you, asleep on a train, are part of that turning. You are on the surface of the turning earth, and the train is on the turning earth, and the desert is on the turning earth, and all of you are being carried, not just forward through the desert, but around, in the long, slow spin of the planet, all moving, all carried, all resting in the motion. You breathe, you rest. The earth turns. The stars shift. The train rolls on. The temperature outside has reached its lowest point. The desert at this hour, in the deepest of the night, is cold, genuinely cold. You would not expect it if you did not know deserts. But deserts are cold at night. The heat that blazed all day has gone up into the clear sky. The cold from space has come down. The desert floor is cool now. The rocks are cool. The sand is cool. The air above the desert, just a few feet from the ground, is cool and still. Not freezing, but cold enough that your breath would make a small cloud, cold enough for a jacket, cold enough to appreciate the warmth of the train, the warmth of the carriage, the warmth of the blanket, the warmth of the sleepy air around you. You are very warm. The contrast between the cold desert outside and the warm carriage inside makes the warmth feel even more present, even more real, even more comforting. You are warm, and the world outside is cool, and you are inside, and the train is moving, and you are asleep. Sleep, rest. You are warm. You are safe. You are being carried. The night has reached some particular hour, past midnight, maybe 2, maybe a little past 2. The hours between 2 and 4 are the slowest hours, the quietest, the stillest, the hours when the world is most thoroughly asleep, the hours when even the people who work through the night become quiet, become thoughtful. When the cities reach their deepest hush, when the highways carry their least traffic, when the desert, already quiet, becomes something even further beyond quiet. A silence with texture, a silence with depth, a silence that you could wade into if you were not already so deep inside it. But you are deep inside the silence. You are deep inside the night, deep inside sleep, and it is good. It is very good. Rest. The train passes a windmill, a tall steel windmill, turning slowly in the desert breeze. It pumps water from deep in the ground up to a tank where cattle can drink. The windmill has been there for 50 years, maybe more, turning, pumping, filling the tank. It does not need to be told to work. It just works. The wind comes and it turns. The water rises. The tank fills. Simple, automatic, without complaint. You feel a kinship with it, this windmill. You are also working without trying. Your heart is beating. Your lungs are breathing. Your body is doing all of its quiet work, without complaint, without effort, just turning, just breathing, just being. The windmill falls behind. The tank falls behind. The desert continues. The train rolls on. You rest, very faintly now, if you were awake to notice. There might be the first hint of something different in the sky. Not light, not yet, but a very subtle, very delicate lessening of the dark. A quality that suggests, somehow, that the sky is aware of morning. Even though morning is still more than an hour away, even though the stars are still blazing and the desert is still black, and the coyotes, if they are calling their 3 a.m. calls. Still, something, a whisper, a suggestion, the night beginning to think about ending, in the most private, personal way, just between the night and itself, not visible, not real yet, just beginning. Just the very first beginning of beginning, but you are not awake to notice. You are asleep, and the sleep has you completely, and the morning can wait. It will wait. It always does. Sleep, rest. The morning is patient. It will come when it comes. Until then, there is only night, only dark, only this warm, rocking, humming, starlit, desert crossing night, and you in the middle of it, sleeping, warm, still, carried. The train crosses a dry wash, wide and sandy. The track runs on a low bridge over it. Just for a moment, the ground drops away beneath you. You are crossing air, crossing the ghost of a river. And then the bridge is passed, and the ground is back, and the desert continues. You do not notice. You are asleep. A rabbit sits in the shadow of a creosote bush near the track. It felt the vibration in the ground before the train came. Now it sits very still, ears up, watching the train pass. Its eyes catch a little of the light, two small sparks in the dark, and then the train is past, and the rabbit waits a moment longer, and then it lowers its ears, and it hops away into the dark, into the desert, into the night, gone. The night is full of small lives, all of them moving quietly through the dark, all of them doing what they do, not knowing about you, not thinking about the train, just living, just moving, just being, small and warm and real, in the enormous, cold, dark desert. Small, warm things like you, small and warm in the dark, in the train, in the rocking, warm, safe dark, sleeping. Sleep. You are sleeping. You have been sleeping for a long time. Your body has been grateful. It has taken this rest and used it. Every part of you is being restored. Your mind is being cleared. The static of the day, the accumulated noise of all those hours of thinking and doing and feeling is being gently washed away, replaced with quiet, with space, with the clean, empty feeling of a mind at rest, a mind that has let go of everything for a little while, a mind that is just resting, just existing, without agenda, without worry, without anything except the simple, perfect fact of being alive and asleep and warm on a train in the desert at night. That is enough. That is more than enough. That is everything. You breathe in, out, long and slow and easy. Your body is at peace. Your mind is at peace. The night is at peace. The desert is at peace. The stars are at peace. Everything is at peace. And you are part of that peace. You are held in it. You are made of it. Peace. Just peace. The train moves through the last long stretch of the deepest desert. Far ahead, still many miles, a glow on the horizon. Not dawn, just a city, just the light of a city gathered in the sky above it. The train is heading toward it, but slowly, slowly. There is still much desert between here and there. Many miles, many minutes, many gentle, rocking, dark, quiet, starlit minutes. You do not need to hurry toward the city. The city will be there. It always is. For now, there is this, the last deep miles, the last full dark, the last stretch of perfect desert quiet. You are in it. You are resting in it. And it is exactly the right place to be. Sleep, rest. The city will wait. The desert is here now. The dark is here now. The quiet is here now. And so are you, sleeping, warm and still and carried. The train passes through a small mountain range, not a tall range, just a low, dark ridge of hills, ancient and worn. The track winds through a pass between them. The hills rise up on either side, close and dark. The sky narrows to a strip above. The sound of the wheels changes in the mountain pass. More echoes, more resonance, a richer, more complex sound. And the air is cooler here, the hills blocking the desert wind, the air sitting still and cold in the pass. You move through it all, asleep. The hills pass. The sound changes back. The sky opens wide again. The stars reappear, the whole wide scatter of them, the full, enormous desert sky. And the train rolls out of the hills and back onto the open desert plain. And the hum settles, and the night continues, and you sleep. You sleep deeply. You sleep the sleep of someone who is exactly where they should be, doing exactly what they should be doing, which is nothing, which is resting, which is being carried through the night, through the dark, through the beautiful, ancient, patient desert. Sleep, the wheels hum, the stars burn. The desert breathes its slow, cool breath, and you are warm, and you are still, and you are sleeping. There is a moment, somewhere in the very late night, when everything becomes perfectly still. Even the train seems to hold its breath. Just for a moment so small you would miss it if you were not right in the middle of it. The sway settles, the hum drops, just for a fraction of a second. And in that fraction, everything is purely quiet, purely still, purely nothing, the center of rest. And then the sway returns, and the hum returns, and the train rolls on. But for that fraction of a second, you were in the center, the very center of stillness, and it was perfect, and it is gone, and you are still asleep, and you carry that perfection with you asleep into the next moment, and the next, and the next. Sleep, rest. The train carries you. Far back in the distance, hours ago, the city you left, its lights will still be on. Some of them, the always-on ones, the bridge lights, the hospital lights, the airport, the lonely gas stations at the edge of town. All of those burning on through the night, waiting for morning, waiting for the city to wake up and fill them with purpose again. But you are not there. You are here, in the desert, on the train, in the dark, miles and miles from that city, miles and miles from anything, just here, just resting. And somewhere ahead, the city you are going to, its lights also burning, its streets also quiet in the late hours, its people also sleeping, or some of them. The ones who sleep, the ones like you, that city does not know you are coming. It does not need to. You will arrive, and the city will receive you the way cities receive everyone, without ceremony, without knowing, just there, just open, just the next place in the long story of where you have been. But that is later. That is tomorrow. Right now, you are in between, and the in between is the best place. The in-between is where you live right now. On the train, in the dark, in the desert, in rest, in sleep. Sleep. The train is a small world. You know this now. You have been in this world for many hours. You know its sounds. You know its rhythms. You know the particular quality of its dark, the smell of it, the feel of the seat, which has become your seat, the weight of the blanket, which has become your blanket, the sound of the wheels, which has become your sound. This small world has taken care of you, and you have rested in it, and it has carried you through the desert, through the night, through the hours. You belong to this small world for now, for these hours, for this journey, and it belongs to you. Sleep, rest. The world is small and warm and moving, and you are in it, and it is good. The stars outside are beginning a very, very slow shift. The ones that were directly above are now slightly to the west. New ones have risen in the east. The whole sky has turned by 20 or 30 degrees from where it was when you first settled into your seat. The earth has been turning this whole time, very slowly, very steadily, beneath the desert, beneath the train, beneath you, always turning. And the stars look fixed, but they are not. They are moving. Everything is moving. And you are the most beautiful part of it, because you are moving and resting at the same time, in motion and at peace, carried and still, both at once, both sleep, in, out, both. The train passes a long fence line, miles of it, barbed wire on wooden posts stretching away into the dark, marking the edge of a ranch, the edge of someone's land. The fence has nothing to say to the train. The train has nothing to say to the fence. They simply exist alongside each other for a while, the fence staying and the train moving. And then the fence is gone, the boundary passed, the open range continuing. The land cannot be fenced, really. Not in any deep sense. It is the same land on both sides, the same rock, the same sand, the same sky. The fence is just a story, a human story, told in wire and wood, and the land underneath, it does not listen to stories. It just is, old and wide and quiet. You breathe, the land is there, old and wide and quiet. And you are there, old in your own way, wide in your own way, quiet in your own way, at rest, at peace, asleep on a train in the desert, in the dark. Sleep. Something happens in the engine, far ahead, far at the front of the train. A small adjustment, a slight increase in power to hold speed on a very slight grade. The vibration in the floor increases by the smallest fraction. You feel it in the deepest level of your sleep, not as a thought, not as an awareness, just a slight shift in the quality of the hum. And then it it settles again, and the hum returns to what it was, and your sleep is unbroken. You do not know any of this. You are asleep, but the train has been adjusted, and you have been adjusted with it, and everything is fine, and everything continues, and you sleep, sleep, in, out, long and slow and easy. The desert is breathing tonight, not literally, but there is something about the wide, dark desert at this hour that feels like a breath. The whole landscape breathing slowly in and out with the night wind that moves through the brush, with the cooling ground releasing the last of the day's heat, with the sky turning above. One long, slow, cosmic breath, and the train is inside that breath, and you are inside the train, and you are breathing with it, with the desert, with the night, with the sky. One breath, in, out, vast and slow and real. You breathe, the desert breathes, the train moves, the stars burn. You are very deeply asleep, but some part of you is still here, still present, still aware in the softest way of the train, of the warmth, of the dark, of the breath. That small, quiet awareness is all that is left, and it is enough. It is more than enough. It is the seed of you resting in the warm dark, the smallest possible you, just breathing, just being, just here, just now, just this, just this. The train moves, the night continues, the desert is quiet, the stars are bright, and you are sleeping, and this is enough, and this is everything, and this is good, and this is yours. The rocking of the carriage, the hum of the wheels, the warmth of the blanket, the cool of the window, the dark of the night, the light of the stars, the silence of the desert, the breath of the train, your breath, all of it yours, all of it here, all of it now, and you in the middle of it, sleeping, resting, being carried through the night, through the desert, through the dark. Sleep, sleep now. Just sleep. The train will carry you through. The night will hold you. The desert will be patient. The stars will burn. The wheels will turn. The miles will pass. And you will sleep. And you will rest. And in the morning, whenever it comes, however it comes, you will wake. But not now, not yet. Now there is only sleep, only rest, only the warm, dark, rocking, humming, patient, beautiful desert night, and you in it, sleeping, sleep, breathe, sleep. The train moves, the desert is quiet, the night is long, and you are sleeping, deeply, warmly, completely, at peace, sleep. The wheels hum their low, even, patient song, the song of forward motion, the song of distance, the song of the long and quiet dark. It is a simple song. 3 notes, maybe, or 1 note held very long, a bass note, a ground note, the note from which all rest begins. You know this note. You have always known it. It is the note of home, not home as in a building, home as in a feeling, the feeling of being exactly where you are supposed to be, of doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, of needing nothing, of wanting nothing, of being complete, just as you are, just here, just now, complete sleep. You are complete rest. You are at peace. Sleep. The desert is dark and wide and old, and you are moving through it, warm and carried, and the stars are bright and ancient, and you are beneath them, small and warm, and the night is deep and quiet, and you are in it, sleeping, breathing, resting, being, just being. Sleep, 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 on and on. The train carries you through the night, through the desert, through the dark, through the stars, on and on, forever and softly. Sleep, just sleep, sleep, breathe, sleep. The train moves on, and the desert is quiet, and the night is long, and the stars are bright, and you are sleeping, and you are warm, and you are safe, and you are carried through the beautiful, long, quiet, ancient, starlit desert night. Sleep, 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 the wheels, the dark, the hum, you, sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. The train carries you on and on and on through the night. Sleep. There is something in the way the desert holds the dark, something particular, something you cannot quite name. Other kinds of dark are different. The dark of a city at night, with its orange glow and its ambient hum. The dark of a forest, close and textured with sounds. The dark of an ocean, vast in a different way, breathing with the sound of waves. But the desert dark is its own thing. It is wide and dry and ancient. It has a particular silence to it, a silence with no echo, a silence that goes all the way to the horizon and then keeps going, a silence that is not the absence of sound so much as the presence of something else, something larger than sound, something older. The desert dark is what was here before everything else, before the cities, before the roads, before the track, before you. It was just here, being what it is, wide and dry and old and still. And it will be hereafter too, long after the track rusts and the train stops running, and you are somewhere else entirely. The desert dark will still be here, holding the night, holding the stars, just being what it is. You are moving through something very old, something very permanent, and that permanence holds you gently in its enormous, quiet, dark hands. It does not grip. It does not hold you in place. It just holds, the way the earth holds everything, with gravity, with quiet. With the simple fact of being there, you breathe, you rest. The desert holds you. The night holds you. The train carries you. Everything is holding you. Good. Sleep. The sound of the wheels has become so familiar now that you no longer hear it. It has become part of the texture of sleep itself, a component of the quiet. The way the sound of your own heartbeat becomes part of the quiet of a still room. It is just there, part of the background, part of the fabric, part of the warm, dark, rocking, humming fabric of this night, and you are woven into it. Asleep, part of the pattern, part of the fabric, woven in, held, sleep. The train is very long. You have walked through some of it earlier. The swaying connections between carriages, brief and loud, the exterior sound rushing in for a moment. The dining car, bright and warm. The lounge car with its wide windows. The sleeping berths in their own section. Tiny rooms with fold-down beds and little windows of their own. Other passengers in other seats. Each one a small world. A person and their thoughts and their lives and their destinations. All of them gathered together on this train, moving through the dark. A temporary community. A brief, accidental gathering. In a few hours, the train will pull into the station, and you will all disperse, each to your own destination, and the community will dissolve, as if it never was. But it is. Right now, it is. All of you moving together through the desert night. All of you resting in the same dark, breathing the same air, feeling the same sway, hearing the same hum. A community of travelers, a community of sleepers, together in the dark. You are not alone in this. You are never alone in this. The sleeping train is full of others, all resting, all warm, all carried, all trusting the night. Sleep. You trust the night. You trust the train. You trust the desert, which is old and patient and wide and dark and real. You trust all of it. You let all of it hold you. And you sleep. The track makes one more long, sweeping curve. Very slow, very gradual. The stars shift in the window. The Milky Way, which you last saw to the left of the window, appears now at the center. The pale, ancient river of starlight, crossing the window like a brushstroke, like someone dragged a finger through flour and left a trace. Soft and wide and extraordinary. You do not see it. You are asleep, but it is there, above the train, above the desert, above the dark, the Milky Way, turning slowly with the earth, 10,000 light years deep, 100 billion stars, all of it there, all of it quiet, all of it shining softly on the sleeping desert and the moving train and you. Sleep. You are sleeping beneath 10,000 light years of stars. The oldest light in the universe is landing on the window beside you. Ancient photons finally arriving after their long journey, just in time to rest against the glass of a carriage window while a sleeping person breathes slowly inside. wasted, not missed, just there, just arriving, just being received by the glass, by the dark, by the night. The universe is very large. You are very small. The night is very old. You are very new. And yet here you are, in the middle of all of it, breathing, resting, sleeping. One small, warm, real thing in the middle of the enormous, ancient, beautiful everything. Sleep. You are part of the everything. You are held by the everything. You are resting in the everything. Sleep. The train descends a long grade. You feel it as a slight forward lean, a gentle press into the front of the seat. The speed increases just a little. The vibration changes just a little. And then, slowly, the grade eases. The train levels out. The speed settles. The vibration returns to its usual frequency. You have descended. You are lower now, back on the flat desert floor. The valley opens wide on either side. The sky is enormous above. You breathe, you rest. You are lower, and the valley is wide, and the sky is full of stars, and the train rolls on, and you are asleep. Sleep. A train moving through the desert. A sleeping person in a warm seat, a blanket, a window, a pillow, stars, desert, dark, quiet, hum, sway, breath. These are the components. These are the ingredients of this night, of this rest, of this peace. You have all of them. You have always had all of them. And tonight they have come together perfectly, just for you, just for this. Sleep, rest. Let the train carry you. It will, it is. Right now, the train is carrying you. You do not need to do anything. The train has this. The night has this. The desert has this. They are carrying you together. Forward through the dark. Forward through the beautiful dark. Sleep. Breathe, sleep. The desert is enormous. You are small. And both of those things are true at the same time. And both of them are good. The enormousness of the desert is good. The smallness of you is good. Together, they make sense. Together, they are right. You in the enormous desert holding you. Small and warm, big and dark, both together. Good. Sleep. The train moves on. Miles pass. Many, many miles have passed tonight. You do not know how many. You cannot see the odometer. You cannot track the distance. But it is many. It is more miles than you could walk in a week. More miles than you could drive in a day without stopping. Miles and miles and miles. The desert rolling past. The track unrolling ahead. Mile after mile. And you asleep through all of it, warm and still and carried. Through all those miles, not missing them, not needing to see them. They are there outside the window passing, and you are here inside the warmth sleeping. And both things are happening at once. The miles and the sleep, the passing and the resting, both real, both yours. Sleep. The night has turned, not toward morning, not yet, but the deepest part of the dark is beginning to thin very slightly at the very edges. Not light, just a very slight, very gradual, barely perceptible difference in the quality of the black at the far eastern edge of the sky. The night knows. The night always knows when it is beginning to end, long before the sun appears, long before any glow is visible to human eyes. The night knows, and it begins very slowly to release its grip, to loosen, to ease, just a little, just the very beginning of easing, like a fist slowly unclenching, so slowly, so gently. The dark will not go easily. It will take its time, but it has begun. The beginning of beginning. The first, almost imperceptible turning. But you are asleep. You do not see it. You do not feel it. You are in the deep part still. The warm, dark, complete deep. And you will stay there for a while yet. The ending is not for you. Not yet. Not for a long time yet. Sleep. Sleep. The train carries you through the last long miles of the deep desert night. The last miles where the dark is complete. The last miles where the stars are at their brightest. The last miles where the desert is at its most still. These are precious miles. You are moving through them asleep. The train is carrying you through the most private part of the night, the part that most people never see, because most people are asleep in their beds. But you are here, on the train, moving through it. Even asleep, you are in it, part of it, breathing it, carried through it. These are your miles. This is your dark. This is your desert. This is your train. This is your night. And it is beautiful. And it is yours. And you are sleeping through it. And that is exactly right. Sleep, rest. The night is yours. The desert is yours. The train is yours. Sleep. The wheels hum. The stars burn. The desert breathes. And you sleep deeply, warmly, completely, peacefully. Sleep. Just sleep. In, out, in, out. The train moves. The night holds. The desert is patient. The stars are bright, and you are sleeping. And everything is good, and everything is at peace, and everything is quiet. And the train carries you forward, through the dark, through the desert, through the night, on and on, warm and still and carried. Sleep, just sleep, sleep. The hum of the wheels, the sway of the carriage, the warmth of the blanket, the dark of the night, the light of the stars, you sleeping, breathing, resting, being, just being, carried through the beautiful night. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The train moves on through the desert, through the dark, through the stars, on, and you sleep, and you are warm, and you are safe, and you are held, and you are carried through the long, quiet, beautiful night. The American Southwest at 3 in the morning, the most silent hours, the most still, the most dark, and through it a train, warm and lit and full of sleeping people, moving through the silence, moving through the stillness, moving through the dark, a small, warm, moving world, and inside it you, sleeping, one small, warm, sleeping person on a long train, in a wide desert, under a sky full of stars, in the middle of the night. And that is everything. That is the whole story. You here now, sleeping, warm, carried, at peace. Sleep, sleep now. Just sleep. The train will carry you through, all the way through the night, all the way through the dark, all the way through the desert and the silence and the stars. The train will carry you, and you will sleep, and you will rest, and you will be warm, and you will be safe, and the morning will come when it comes. But not yet, not yet, for now there is only this beautiful, endless, quiet, dark, rocking, humming, starlit desert night, and you sleeping in the middle of it, and the train carrying you through, and the desert holding everything, and the stars watching over all of it, and the night slowly, slowly turning toward morning. But not yet, not yet. Sleep, just sleep, sleep. The wheels turn, the miles pass, the stars move, the night continues, and you sleep, and sleep, and sleep, warm, still, carried, at peace, in the beautiful desert night. Sleep, just sleep, sleep. The train has found its own kind of breath in the long, level stretches where the track is straight and the land is flat and nothing disturbs the rhythm. The train settles into something very like breathing. A long, slow exhale, the wheels rolling, the carriages swaying just slightly, the engine pulling without straining, everything in its steady, continuous, easy motion. And then a small rise, a gentle incline, a slight deepening of the effort, a very faint change in the sound, and then the crest and the ease and the long, slow exhale again. Breathing in and out, easy and slow. You breathe with it, not consciously, not deliberately, just your body following the rhythm that the train has set, in and out, slow and easy. The train breathes you. You breathe the train, one breath together. Sleep. The desert is full of minerals, iron and copper and turquoise and gypsum and salt, minerals that color the rock, that give the desert its extraordinary palette. The reds and oranges and pinks and creams and purples, all those colors locked inside the stone, invisible tonight in the dark, but there, waiting for morning, waiting for the light that will unlock them. For now, they sleep in the stone as you sleep in the train, resting, waiting in the most peaceful way for light. Sleep, the minerals rest, the stone is still, the night is long, and you are sleeping, warm and quiet, in the dark. A cloud moves across the sky somewhere to the south. Just one, a single cloud drifting. It crosses the Milky Way for a moment, obscuring a small section of it. And then it drifts on, and the Milky Way is whole again, unmarked, unaware of the cloud, just burning, just there, as it has been for billions of years, as it will be for billions more. The cloud passes, the stars remain. You breathe, the stars remain. Sleep. The train is on schedule, or close to it. A few minutes one way or another. It does not matter. The train does not hurry to make up minutes. It moves at its own pace. Steady and sure, trusting the track, trusting the night, trusting that it will arrive when it arrives. There is a lesson there if you want it. But you do not need to learn anything tonight. You are asleep. The train is on schedule, or close to it, and that is enough. Sleep. You are sleeping. You have been sleeping for a long time. Your body has had real rest, deep rest, the kind of rest that only comes when you are warm and carried and safe. The kind that replenishes you down to the root, down to the deepest part, down to the part of you that rarely gets to rest, the deep part, the quiet part, the part that runs everything. That part is resting now, has been resting for hours. It is grateful. Everything in you is grateful. All of it resting, all of it quietly, wordlessly grateful. Sleep, rest. The night is still long. Sleep. The train passes through an area where the desert floor is covered with volcanic rock. Dark basalt, rough and black, spread across the land like a frozen sea. In the daylight, it is extraordinary. A dark ocean of rock, stretching for miles. Ancient lava flows, cooled and solidified millions of years ago, now grown over with sparse, stubborn desert plants. Plants that have found a way to root in the cracks. Plants that have made the impossible possible, growing in bare stone, flowering in the hostile dark. Little bursts of life in the hard rock, tiny and resilient and real. You do not see them in the dark, but they are there. The plants in the cracks in the lava, growing slowly in the dark, not thinking about it, not trying, just growing, just being what they are. Plants in stone, alive in the dark. You breathe, you rest. You are alive in the dark, just being what you are. A sleeping person on a train, moving through the desert, breathing, warm, still, real sleep. The night will not last forever. Nothing lasts forever. But it will last long enough for real rest, long enough for deep sleep, long enough for the desert to finish its long, slow exhale, long enough for the stars to complete most of their crossing, long enough for you, more than long enough. The night is generous with its length. It gives you everything you need, and you take it gratefully in your sleep without knowing, without needing to know, just receiving the gift, just sleeping in the gift. Sleep, a long, empty stretch of track ahead, truly empty. No curves, no grades, no junctions, no crossings, just track, just desert, just dark, just stars. The train rolls into this emptiness, and the sound settles into its purest form, the simplest version of itself. One note, held, long and low and even. The sound of nothing complicated. The sound of just going, just forward, just moving. Just the wheels on the rails and the night around them, and the stars above and the desert below. Nothing else, just this, the simplest thing, the best thing, just this. Sleep, in, out, just this, just this. The train moves, the desert is quiet, the stars are bright, the night is deep, and you are sleeping, warm and still. And everything is just this, this simple, warm, dark, rocking, humming, starlit this. Just this. Sleep, you breathe, the train moves, the night continues, and you sleep, and everything is good, and everything is quiet, and everything is at peace, and you are part of it, all of it. The quiet and the dark and the stars and the desert and the train and the warmth and the sleep. You are part of all of it, woven in, held, carried, resting, breathing, sleeping. Sleep. The train has covered most of the distance. Not all. There are still miles ahead. There are still long, dark, beautiful desert miles ahead. And the stars are still bright. And the night is still deep. And you are still sleeping. And the train is still carrying you. And there is still time. Plenty of time. All the time you need. Just sleep. The miles will be covered. They always are. But not right now. Right now, they are still there, still ahead, waiting, and you have plenty of time. All the time you need. Just sleep, sleep. The train moves through a region where the geology changes. The rock becomes lighter. Sandstone now instead of basalt. Pink and cream and pale orange, though you cannot see the colors. Just the shapes of it, the way the rock weathers differently here. Rounded and soft instead of sharp and hard, like the desert has put on a softer face, a gentler face. The sandstone shapes are rounded by wind and time, smooth curves and gentle undulations, like the landscape has been softened, has been worn to smoothness by the long patience of time. Everything worn smooth, everything rounded, everything softened. You are softened too, by the night, by the rest, by the long, gentle, rocking hours of the train. Everything in you has softened. Your body, your thoughts, your breath, all of it softened, all of it rounded, all of it worn to something smooth and still. Sleep in that smoothness, rest in that softness. You are soft, you are smooth, you are at peace. Sleep. The train will arrive in the morning, or whenever it arrives. The schedule will be what it is, and you will wake, or you will be woken when the time comes, and you will gather your things, and you will step off the train into whatever morning awaits, and you will carry this night with you, this long, quiet desert night, this rocking warmth, this darkness full of stars. You will carry it in your body, in your rested body, in your deep, calm, restored, rested body. You will carry it like water carries the shape of its container, invisibly, quietly, in your bones. But that is later. That is the future. Right now, there is only this: the present, the dark, the warmth, the train, the desert, the sleep, sleep. Just sleep, be here, in this present, in this dark, in this warm, in this train, in this desert, in this sleep. Be here, just now, just this. Sleep, sleep, the wheels hum, the night holds, the desert is quiet, the stars are bright, you are warm, you are still, you are sleeping deeply, peacefully, completely at rest, at peace. The train carries you through the beautiful desert night, on and on, forward through the dark, sleep, just sleep, sleep, in, out, sleep. The train moves, and you sleep, and the desert is all around you, and the stars are above, and the night is deep and warm and quiet, and you are sleeping, in it, through it, carried by it. Sleep, 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 the long, quiet, beautiful night. The train, the desert, you sleeping, warm, safe, carried through the night, on and on. Sleep, just sleep, sleep, the wheels, the dark, the warmth, you sleeping, deeply, warmly, at peace. The train moves through the desert night, on, and you sleep, and the night is long, and the desert is wide, and the stars are bright, and everything is quiet, and everything is good, and everything is exactly as it should be. Sleep, just sleep, sleep, breathe, sleep, the train, the night, the desert, the stars, you, sleeping, warm and still and carried through the long and quiet and beautiful desert night. Sleep,